Hello and welcome to another episode of the Lekker podcast. We are already on episode 10. I really cannot believe it. And I never thought I will make it up to 10. And I am doing that with the support of all of you, your encouragement, looking and watching the Lekker podcast and liking the videos, commenting and subscribing. So your support is truly appreciated. If you're a new viewer, welcome so much. I hope that you will enjoy this journey. We are talking about all the crochet knitting things that I am putting my hands on. So I am coming to you from the Free State province here in South Africa. It is really becoming more summery and more hot. And today we are expecting, it's already clouding up here by us, we are expecting some thunderstorms and rain, which in the central South Africa, rain is more in the summer seasons, and in our coastal or more to the Western Cape, they have their rain seasons more in winter time. So we are so hoping and looking forward to some rain because it's quite dry and really warm and hot. So yeah, we are looking forward to the thunderstorm. So you might be entertained by some thunder a little bit later. Anyhow, right, so episode 10. What is news in my life currently? I've just frequently visited my mom. If you followed me, you know that mom has been really battling with COVID in the beginning of the year, and she was almost, I think it's almost 80 days on a ventilator. So it was rehabilitation thereafter, and yeah, it's been a real difficult year for our family. So I went to visit mom. Mom is not doing really well. Yeah, so we need to spend the moments that we do have with her. We need to cherish those moments. So I wanted to make sure that I could go and visit mom while I had the opportunity to do so. It was just a few days, but it was wonderful to see mom. Even when she was sleeping, she's sleeping most of the time, I was sitting next to her and crocheting or knitting. So that was really a blessed opportunity for me. Then I'm going to be traveling this coming week to Pretoria for meetings, or a work session rather. So I'm going to be busy this week, out of town. That normally it's going to be it's meaning it's going to be a difficult, or not a difficult, but a busy week. And then for this podcast, we're going to give away the Naughty Habit zipper bag in this episode, and then we have new prizes for this episode, which is standing here behind me. So I'll tell you a bit more about it a bit later in the episode. All right, so let's talk about finished objects, and I'm so happy because I have 2 finished objects. And honestly, this past 3 weeks since we spoke last has been a big steep learning curve. I've learned so much and I will share all about it in this episode. So let's start with a big finished object, which is my Shawlography, right? Let me show you. It is so big. It is so big, and I absolutely love it. All right, so now I can't even remember the last time. I was busy with the brioche section, and there is so many mistakes in this shawl, but I don't mind. It was a great experience. I've learned so much. But let me tell you, I'm even looking at one mistake here where I have a loose from this crisscross. I need to operate on that. All right, so let me tell you the whole thing. This was so much drama. So I finished the shawl, I think, a Tuesday the 9th of November, Tuesday evening. And once it was off the needle, obviously what did I do? I wrapped it around my body like so. And when I was wrapping it, I realized there is a lot of tension. I can't really like do like a swooping motion. That was before I blocked it. And I realized that the triangular section, this section here, this section here, the floats at the back, let me show you the floats, right, was totally too tight. It was a big boo-boo. So I haven't done color work knitting obviously before. It was my first experience, and I think I was just too tight in those pulling those floats, obviously. Anyway, I proceeded to block the the shawl. I wish I had taken a picture of the mess, because when I was putting on the blocking mat, I wet blocked it. And then it's nice and even, straight, up until the point where you get these triangles, right? So it was totally like just whooped in and not going like this at all. So I was like, what am I going to do? I was looking on the internet. That is normally what I do. I always like to learn new things, and if I'm having troubles, I Google or I YouTube how to fix problems. So I Googled, or on YouTube, how do I fix floating issues with knitting? And obviously, it's just telling you how to knit, meaning not to have those issues. And Katie is trying to to lie on my notes. I have to have notes because otherwise you'll hear just nonsense. Anyway, so I was like, what do I do? So that evening still, while it was on the blocking mat, I removed the pins or whatever, it was almost dry. And then I proceeded cutting the floats at the back. This was a very stressful event. So I would bundle up the shawl. I would take one float at a time. So I didn't cut all the floats. It was only the longest floats of that section that I proceeded to cut. I want to show you. So you can see that there is like smaller floats, like less distanced, and then there's wider floats, right? So these wide ones gave problems. So there's two sections, the top and the bottom. And I cut those floats. So it was 4 strands. And I proceeded to work in about 60 centimeters worth of yarn within each float. It was give or take for each one. I would estimate about 60 centimeters, yes. And then I would knot them to the other ends. And then I would take an extra needle to lift up stitches and move the yarn through the stitches so that it can tension and release the tension throughout those V-stitch sections. I don't know if it's the best way, but that was what was popping up in my head. So I operated did an emergency operation on the shawl. Hello. Hi. Come. Katie is here. I think she wants to come say hi. Come. Come. Let's say. Hello. Hi. Hi. Yeah, money? Oh no, don't do that. Anyway. So I did an emergency operation, and you can see there's still some like loose ends that still need to be like wiggled around throughout. cat sparkles. Somebody said it's cat sparkles. Who said that? The cat hair, right? Cat sparkles or cat sparkly hair or something like that. Anyway, yeah, so that is what I needed to do to be able to release the tension, and then it could then I could block it flat, meaning it was totally in line with the other sections. But I have to say my heart stopped. This was really a stressful story because I was like, I spent so much effort into the shawl, learned so much, it was a challenge, and now this, and I just don't want to like give up. I'm going to do something to rectify this thing. Anyway, yeah, so I think it turned out beautiful. I already wore it so many times, flying to Cape Town. On the flight there, Cape Town is much cooler than Bloemfontein, the Free State, central South Africa. So yeah, I'm very proud of this, really proud of this. I've learned so much. I'm feeling more confident as a knitter now. I would not say that I'm a beginner knitter anymore. So yeah, this is really such an accomplished knit. I really enjoyed this, and I'm definitely going to take part in the mystery knit along of Stephen West next year. So the yarn I used was from Cowgirl Blues. It was a kit that I bought from Cowgirl Blues online, and yeah, all the information is on my Ravelry project page. So it's a merino yarn, lovely to work with. I also discussed it in my previous episodes, and yeah, I'm so grateful, and I'm really loving this shawl. Right. All right, then the second finished object. Katie, I just want to get this. Katie's on my lap. You can't see her, but she's on my lap. Is my morning coffee socks from, and the pattern is from the Crazy Sock Lady. So this is my next big learning story. So this was my first sock, right? Which I showed you in the previous episode. And this is my second sock. Same amount of rows, but the difference is in the heel. That is how a heel flap, slip stitch heel flap need to look like. And I only figured it out on my second sock. How many socks have I knitted so far? I've used the same pattern. Not the same pattern, like this is the morning coffee socks from Crazy Sock Lady, but her other socks, the vanilla socks on Magic Loop, uses the exact same layout and makeup of a sock, right? So it's the same type of heel and heel turn, but I read the pattern wrong. It's my mistake. I used to do, when I do the back, the wrong side of the heel flap, I used to do slip to the with the yarn to the front, pull, slip, pull, slip, pull. And I don't know why I checked the pattern again, and I realized I have to slip one and then pull all the stitches. So after how many socks? This is probably my fourth or fifth pair or sixth pair of socks that I knitted. And only with this pair I realized I was doing my heel flap wrong all along. I couldn't believe it. And then it makes sense because this was such a tight fabric. It creates such a tight fabric on the heel flap, doing it wrong. And while it never bothered me, sorry Katie, it never bothered me. It didn't fit funny at all, but this is so much better. Anyway, so now I know how to do a proper heel flap, and I must read my patterns more carefully. Alright, so it was really two big things that I established the last 3 weeks, meaning the heel flap and then sorting out the mess on the floats. Anyway, so I need to get more exercise on color work. So I'm going to definitely be embarking on a color work pattern soon so that I can learn or just get that technique under the belt properly and not having the same mistakes as with the Shawlography shawl. Anyway, so this was knitted on the magic loop method. Here you can see this is the last time we spoke. I was just about to go to start the heel flap. This is this Progress Keeper cats. You know that I love my cats. Is from Itsy Klein. It's so pretty. And the yarn I used was from Estereza Yarn Creations. This was the Halo base. They don't have this on the shop anymore. The one yarn base that is similar to this is Donna, I believe. So this yarn is a 20% kit mohair, 30% nylon, 50% superwash wool, a 4-ply. For 100 grams, you get 390 meters. All right, so I absolutely love this color. This is just beautiful how it played out, as well as the pattern sock. It was my first patterned sock, which is a 6-row repeat. So easy to memorize, you get it down and then you don't have to look at the pattern anymore further. Yes, so this is my other finished object, which I totally loved doing. All right, then starting with a half finished object. So I'm keeping this in a bag from Estereza Yarn Creations, right? Beautiful bag, love it, love it, love it. And I was on a Zoom call, meeting, what do you say? Zoom session with some other knitters and crocheters a while ago. And there was somebody talking about 9-inch circulars. Now I know about 9-inch circulars, watching other podcasts and so forth. But this lady, Marina really inspired me to give it a go. And then I bought some 9-inch circular needles, and I will talk about it a little later as well. So I used, oh my goodness, these colors is so beautiful. I just want to quickly get the tag. Where's the tag? Here's the tag. I used my Namaqualand Kaizo sock box club from Naughty Habit sock club, right? The colorway is Namaqualand. This was the Q3 club, so I received it I think last month. And it's, you can see it's a 3-ply weight, 75% merino, 25% nylon. It's the Namaqualand colorway, and it is beautiful. I absolutely love this. So I was being very brave and trying to do 2 new techniques. Firstly, I wanted to try 9-inch circulars, so it's about 23 centimeter needles. And then also I wanted to do stripy socks, because you received, I think it's 50 grams. Yeah, 2 50-gram skeins in 2 different colors, and then a 25-gram skein, which is going to be my contrasting color, right? So the purple was the 25-gram, and then the yellow and this beautiful colors, Namaqualand colorway, is the 2 50 grams. So I made the toe and the cuff this purple contrasting color, and then I used 2 rows per stripe. So I used 2 videos or 2 video tutorials of the Crazy Sock Lady. First, how to do 2 row stripes. I will link both of these links or these video tutorials in my description below, as well as how to do 9-inch circular socks, vanilla socks on 9-inch circulars. So because I already know the construction of the Crazy Sock Lady, I used the vanilla sock on magic loop pattern, but instead of magic loop, I'm using 9-inch circular. So I was referring to the 9-inch circular video. And so this was a big learning experience, because you tend to get, like they call it jogging, when you are adding the new color after the other color that you've just knitted, right? And to get that story right, or the tension right, so that it's no ladders, if I can say it like that, or maybe jogging is the better word. I see that's the word they're using, or having it too tight, I was experiencing with a different technique. So I watched Crazy Sock Lady's video, and then I was like, but I know people were talking about helix knitting. So I was Googling, YouTubing that, and I was trying a method. I can't even remember the videos I watched anymore, like where you have to pick up the right leg of the previous row of the stitch, place it on the needle, and then you stitch those two together with the current stitch. That I tried, but that didn't work for me because it almost looked like you are slip stitching. Then the helix knitting doesn't work when you do 2 stripes, right, of a color. Katie is now drinking water, and Pepper is also coming to the party. Anyway, so then I reverted back to the Crazy Sock Lady, and I just, oh, no, I didn't. I was watching a video of Arne and Carlos, and they are just wonderful to watch in terms of techniques. And they were saying, why are we so scared of really seeing a seam in our knitting? Because it's just like clothing. We have seams in our clothing anyway. People are making too big a fuss of it. And I was like, yes, that is so true. Why do we need to be so perfectionistic? Is it the word perfectionist? Anyway, about our knitting, right? So they really inspired me. And so I was reverting back to the Crazy Sock Lady's video. And I have it down now. I have the method down in terms of how she's doing it. So I learned that don't overcompensate when you're trying to do that. Don't overcompensate in terms of trying to really tighten up the stitches, because then it is just a mess. If you have looser stitches and you're trying to match the stitches in terms of height and how they look like with their neighbor stitches, then you would have a much better look when you are doing those 2 row stripes per color. So this sock was also a great learning experience to me. Doing it on 9-inch and then also doing the 2 stripes and then how you pick up that stitch. All right, so you can see this was, I'm doing kaftan socks, and this section here was just a mess because I was trying to figure out all the ways and methods and ideas. It's not looking bad, but in terms of the rest of the sock, it's much better, because otherwise also you get a tighter tension on the inside of the sock if you're trying to overcompensate. So yeah, I'm just loving this. So this first sock, I did it on a Addy Sockenwunder. I'm trying to quickly find the needle. Right, I bought this from I Love Yarn. Okay, let me take out, maybe I must take out the needle, otherwise it's going to blur. No, it's not bad. So this side, this needle, if you're a right-handed person, would go in your right hand, and the shorter needle will go into your left hand. The right hand needle is a little bit more sharp for lace knitting, so they call it a lace tip, not for lace knitting, for a lace tip, so a more sharper needle. And then the shorter needle is a more blunt needle, which is in your left hand if you're a right hand dominant knitter. The one thing that I really loved working with this, it was a bit of a struggle in the beginning to get used to the smaller needles, the smaller circumference of these needles. This is a 2.5 millimeter needle. I normally do my socks on 2.25, so I actually still need to do the gauge comparison between my other socks and this sock. That will be very interesting. I will probably talk about it in the next episode, and then I hope I will remember to do that. And then yes, so the other thing that the Addy doesn't have is they don't have 2.25 millimeters in this specific needle. But this was really, I think I would really recommend using this needle. And then I bought Haya needles from Be Inspired. I will show you the package a bit later. So this is currently on my second sock. So I wanted to compare the two, right? So this needles is exactly the same length, and they are both quite sharp needles. Oh, let me just quickly revert back to this. Because I was now a new 9-inch circular knitter, sock knitter, when I got to the heel flap, I tried to proceed doing the heel flap on the 9-inch circular. Now, it is very possible to do that. I was really struggling, especially with the sock and winder from Adi, because when you turn the needle and you want to work from the back and you use the smaller needle, which is more blunt, to do those purling rows on the heel flap, where I now know how to pull every stitch and slip the first one, it was just very uncomfortable for me, and I had to proceed using my magic loop needles to do then the heel flap and the heel turn. All right, so that is what I did with this sock. With this one, I actually didn't even try the heel flap with these needles, which is actually a pity. I think it would have been more easy for me, because both these tips are quite sharp. It would have been easier, but I didn't even try that. I immediately did the heel flap and the heel turn with my magic loop. Right, so Crazy Sock Ladies, even in her 9-inch video, she's explaining you can magic loop or you can DPN. You use DPNs for your heel flap. So this is also a 2.5 millimeter. Yes, 2.5 millimeter needles, higher needles. Let me show you the package. Right. So I'm already quite far along with this. When you have cats, it's like that. They make a noise. Yeah, so I'm quite far along with the second sock, and I have to say, I think I am sold on 9-inch circular. I really, once you pass before the heel flap and past the heel flap, it is so quick. Yeah, I really enjoy this method. So nice. All right, so that is my first, oh, well, it's a half finished object. I absolutely love this. I told you it's the dye, the pattern, and the way I got the needles from. So that I'm done with. Yes, so quite interesting, 9-inch. My second whip is my Windsurfer shawl. I keep it in my Nitty Natty float tote. It's a 3 skein float tote from her. And, oop-a-daisy, I'm using a 3mm hook. And I proceeded with the cakes and I rolled it up into balls. So you can't really see now the color changes. But this is from Kismet Yarns. They're rainbow cakes. They don't have them anymore. I believe they discontinued this yarn. But it's a 4-stranded yarn. It's like a fingering weight. And the last time we spoke, this is a pattern, Windsurfer shawl from Johanna Lindahl, if I remember correctly. She's Mejo Crochet on Instagram. And this is the last time we spoke. So I did this much, not much because I was working on Shawlography a ton. And this is a stitch marker from Itsy Klein. And yeah, I think the next time we're gonna meet each other or see each other, this would probably be a finished object. I just love how the colors goes from like summery hot colors, and then it tones down to the greens, purples, blues. I really love the color transition. I think I'm gonna love wearing this shawl. I love making it. It's a very meditating piece of work. When I don't need to think about stuff, this is my go-to crafty project. So yeah, I think it would probably go with me on the road. We are 2 people traveling to Pretoria next week, And when I'm not driving, I'm going to be working on this on the road. So yes, absolutely love this project. Then we need to say welcome back to my sweater, right? So yeah, I didn't work on this for such a long time because it was Shawlography all over the place. I'm keeping this in the bag from Stitched. It is a friend of mine. She would probably be only starting doing this business, I think maybe next year. And isn't this just pretty? If you're an Afrikaans speaking person or crafter, you would love this bag. It's all Afrikaans words, like legendary Afrikaans words. And the inside of the bag is pretty as well, polka dots. And what I love is she incorporated this nice ring so that I could put my stitch markers on here. I actually took it off because I was using it. And yeah, so I'm doing the flax sweater from Tin Can Knits. I am loving this experience. It's my first sweater that I'm making, so I'm learning a lot. And I am so far already. Let me show you. So when you see this funny marks, that's where I incorporated the new yarn, a new ball, and I would work those ends properly and then it will be looking better. So it has this garter stitch on the sleeve that will proceed down to your hands, not hands, anyway, to the end of the of the sleeve. And I am loving this. I just started with the ribbing at the bottom of the sweater. So I am when we spoke last, this was when we spoke last, is another cat stitch marker from Itsy Klein. Let me show you, it's so pretty. All right, and yes, I've really done a lot. It was a lot of knitting. I enjoyed the process from getting there to the ribbing part, and then I would proceed now with, which will be also new to me, starting with the sleeves soon. So I'm using African Expressions yarn, the Harmony base. It is, I think this is the teal color, which I'm doing this in. This is 100% merino wool superwash, and this is almost like an Aran weight yarn. So for 50 grams, you get about 87 meters. But it's so lovely to work with. I really love how these balls are winded up, and also just how it works. It's really a lovely yarn to work with. I want to say thank you to the people who commented on a previous episode. I cannot remember the number, when I was asking about how you deal with your ends. I'm definitely going to use those recommendations when I'm going to deal with this yarn, this ends. I've already got better since there, from the beginning where I was really struggling to the rest of the. So one of the recommendations, I think was Adela, said try to do your yarn when you do a new ball of yarn under your arms, like on the sides. So I've been doing that. So thank you so much, Adela. You must go watch her podcast as well, Adela from Yarn Creations. She's got also amazing tips and ideas and how she reconstruct or like do things differently with her sweaters to really fit her well. So she's really brilliant with techniques and ideas and also colors, and she weaves beautifully. So that was the one. I think Getreide from Itsy Klein also commented, if I can remember, about the Stephen West weaving Stephen method, doing a little bit different, not every stitch, as well as working the ends in different opposite directions, which I'm definitely going to try. And I've been also incorporating her recommendation about doing the Stephen weave-in every second or third stitch, which was also very helpful. So thank you, Getreide, for that one. All right, so that is my sweater. Then the other whip, which didn't get a lot of love, is my 5 skein float tote from Nitty Natty. So the float tote itself is done, like the big bag. I'm doing this in cotton from Kismet Yarns Raisa cottons. And so I still need to, so I had it totally done, but like you on the inside of your float tote, you have 5 skein small buckets like this, right? To hold your yarn in. So I still needed to do 4 more. So I have done another one. The ends, I must just deal with the ends later. But yeah, this one is done. So I still need to crochet 3 more small buckets, and then this project will also be done. All right, so this is the floated pattern from Nitty Natty, the 5 skein floated bag. And yes, I am really, this is one of my stitch markers. It's not serving a purpose there currently. But yes, I'm taking it slow with the cotton because, you know, I had an injury on my hand. So I'm trying to really not overdo my hand. So like yesterday I did 1 small bucket, and I'll probably do somewhere in the week another one. So I'm trying to space it so that it's not so much work and tension or friction on my hand with the cotton. All right, then I have 2 more projects. I didn't bring both up with me to the Lekker podcast. The first one is it's both are new designs that I'm working on. So the first one, I ripped it out because I was not happy with the progress of what I had in mind. Then I proceeded working it again, and when I was while away, I realized my stitch count was not right, so I ripped it out again. So that one is currently not here, but I started a new pattern design. So I'm also keeping it in my stitched project bag from my friend, and I'm using, you know, that the bamboo cotton base mixes are really one of my favorites. So I'm using, so this is a new design. There will be a design coming from me. I'm using Mohair shimmer. This is the tinsel color, right? So for 50 grams, it's 125 meters for 50 grams. It's a 4-ply weight. And then I'm using the rose color from Eco Fusion, which is also a bamboo cotton mix, 50 grams for 25 meters. And I'm busy with another cowl. I just have something about neck pieces. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, this is a new pattern I'm working on. I think it's going to be beautiful, actually. I'm really excited about this. Sometimes you design something and you just test, and you test your pattern and you start working and you just absolutely, it's like everything. This pattern came to me Friday. And I dotted it down and I worked on it, and yesterday I started crocheting, and it's just amazing how some things just come to you quickly, and the same thing happened with me with the legacy cowl. Even though I designed that pattern in January already, there was just no time with everything going on, you know, using my energy towards my own patterns. And even though when I started testing that pattern, it just flowed and it was just out and ready to go almost. So I think it's going to be the same with this pattern. So you're only seeing the first part of the pattern now, but I think it's going to look absolutely wonderful. So this will also accompany me on my trip to Pretoria so that I can work with it when I have a moment to do so. All right. So that is all my whips. That's all the things. All right, so let's talk about my new acquisitions. So I got my Adi Sokkenwunder from I Love Yarn, online shop, And then I bought my higher 9-inch circulars from Be Inspired. And it's one of my favorite online shops. I absolutely love that shop. I told you previously, I normally go on that shop probably every day to check what's there new. It's a pity. You just want to buy all the things, right? But you can't. Anyway, so Chantal sent it to me in this bag, Free to Be Me. It's Free to Be Me is a she's got like a crochet thing with how you can crochet this. I can't remember now the details, but it's always looking so fascinating to me. So there's a lot of things on her website. So work sessions, classes, kits accompanying with patterns. It's always amazing things on there. So this is the higher hook. I got 2 because I figured I'm going to be doing 2 socks at a time, or there's other things I want to try as well. Maybe use two needles, 2 of these needles on a sock. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I was just so excited. But higher also have 2.25, I think, on this needles. I'm now not so sure. But yeah, I also love using these, really. It's really great. I must really try the heel flap with these needles. I think it's going to be better for me than what I experienced with the Addy. And then she always sends the most beautiful cards. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have, right? It's so true. And then she sends me saying, I'm sending you this little sock bag. It's a leftover from her retreat that she did. And then thank you for your support. Enjoy these. Isn't this so nice? I absolutely love this. So thank you, Chantal. And then she and Mrs. Naughty does the same thing. She always sends the fudge. I believe you can buy this fudge also from her website. I'm not entirely sure, but I almost think so. And I just love her logo. It's one of my favorite logos. Right, so this is what I acquired. And then I participated in a competition on Instagram hosted by Yarn Retreat. So it's a new account on Instagram, Yarn Retreats. It's also South African based, which I absolutely love. And there was a competition. I think you had to like and comment and mention, tag people. And then I won. So I won 2 patterns of Jewel Me from My Square Hat. I'm so excited. She is a fellow South African designer. Her designs are amazing. She just dropped a new design. And now I cannot remember the name, but I will put a picture here. She's a mosaic crocheter also, and have designs in that style also. And yeah, I just love her work. So when I won, I could pick 2 patterns of her, and I chose the Stella shawl, which I'll show you here, as well as the second one was Crochet Your Fade. It's also like a shawl. So I cannot wait to use those patterns in the future as well. I'm very excited about that. All right, so that was what I acquired in the last 3 weeks. And now we can do the giveaway. All right, so Naughty Habit sponsored this giveaway bag. It's a zipper pouch bag from Naughty Habit. And then you have this zipper tag or zipper puller from which is a collaboration between Naughty Habit and Itsy Klein. So it's from Itsy Klein. It's so pretty, right? And it's like has a boxed bottom. And the lucky winner for this is Michelle Roux. So congratulations, Michelle. Please send me an email on my email address. I will put it on the screen so that we can get in touch, so that I can hear where do you stay, so that we can courier this to you. I am sure you're going to absolutely have so much joy using this bag. All right, then the next giveaway for this episode, I'm so absolutely blessed with the people contacting me, trying to, can we do a giveaway on your podcast? And that just warms my heart. So thank you so much. So the next giveaway is from Gina. Gina is from the Funky Sheep. She is a designer in South Africa, a crochet designer, and she most of the patterns she's done so far is featuring in the Yarn magazine. So she publishes her designs gets published in the Yarn magazine. But she also has patterns available on Ravelry, and I believe there will be a free pattern coming soon for December. So you need to watch that space. And she also has a blog. So I'll put all the details on the screen for you, so that, because if I can't remember everything. All right, so let me discuss the prizes, which is, so we're gonna have 5 winners. There will be a first prize, a second prize, and then the last 3 prizes. So she will be giving away, this is one of her patterns. She sent me this bag. This is the Fisherman's Net market bag. It's one of her patterns. So she's going to give away this to 5 lucky winners, but that's not all. There's more, right? The first prize winner, let me quickly see. This is the second prize. So this little bit more bigger box, right, will get this box. I'm going to tell you just now what is in this box. So this is the first prize. And then this is the second prize. I know, because she wrote the second prize, right? This is the second prize. So you will get your first prize, which has everything in here, which I will tell you just now what you're going to get. And then also a pattern. And then the last 3 winners will not get physical prizes, but they will each get a pattern, the pattern for this Fisherman's Net market bag. All right, so let me show you what's inside of these boxes. So she sent me a box as well. It's so kind. Thank you, Gina. All right, so I already took it apart, and she packed it so beautifully. I mean, just look at this, right? So the first prize will consist of 6 balls of eco cotton from Nurturing Fibers. So you'll get eco cotton from Nurturing Fibers, 6 balls of that. That's the first prize winner. Plus a crochet hook. You'll get some scissors, and you'll get a small tin, right, with stitch markers. Isn't that so nice? So when you are getting the 6 cotton balls of yarn, it means that you'll be able to make 3 bags of the Fisherman Net market bag. So this is made up of 2 balls of eco cotton from Nurturing Fibers. Isn't that awesome? So I mean, you can win this, and you can make quick some Christmas goodies, 3 gifts, or you can keep all to yourself or whatever. But yeah, isn't that just lovely? All right, so that will be the first winner. The second winner will have 4 balls of eco cotton plus all the goodies, right? So still, you get a crochet hook, you get a scissor, you get the tin with the stitch markers, but you will only have 4 balls of eco cotton yarn in your price. So that means that you'll be able to make 2 of the Fisherman Nets Market bag. All right, so yep, this is such a great gift. So thank you so much, Gina, for my box. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so please participate to be able to win this amazing prizes. All right, so how do you participate? I want you to comment down below in my video. You will need to go to the Funky Sheep's blog, right? And then you'll have to tell me, let me just get the question properly, right? There is a prototype for the Guardian Angel pattern under development on her website, on her blog somewhere. What is the name of the prototype for the Guardian Angel? I'm going to put a picture here to give you some assistance. So what is the name of the prototype for the Guardian Angel pattern under development? And you can find the answer on her blog. So comment down below, and please also note that for the 2 prizes that's going to be given away, the first and the second prize, you need to be in South Africa. So that will be only South Africa entries for that. But for the last 3, for you to able to get the pattern for this Fisherman Nets Market bag, you can be anywhere in the world. So please still participate, right? And you have time up until the 10th of December to comment on this video. And then the winner will be announced in episode 11. Right, so I hope you participate, and I hope, yeah, all the good luck to you. So, excuse me, so that you can win these amazing prizes. All right, and that is all from my side. It just went quick like that. So thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this episode, please give it a like, and also consider subscribing to my channel. I will really appreciate that. And then I hope you have a lovely, it's just a week, and then it's the end of November, and then it's December. So we're gonna see each other before Christmas. So I hope that you would have a lovely time up until then, where businesses wrap up their work, you know, we're winding down. Normally this is a stressful time for all of us, you know, ending the year, getting to the end of the year. So I hope that it will not be so stressful to you. I hope that you will have a lovely and blessed time. And until we see each other again, goodbye.